Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. We will be looking at multiplying and dividing with integers. Our learning target is I can multiply and divide integers. So a little bit of quick vocabulary review. A product is the answer to a multiplication problem, while a quotient is the answer to a division problem. So some new rules. If you are multiplying or dividing integers, which is positive and negative numbers, you're going to follow these rules. Same signs, the answer is positive. This is not new to you guys because you've seen things like 3 times 5, and we know that's 15, or 4 times 2, which is 8. So you've done same sign multiplication before and you've gotten positive answers. The same is true for same signs negative answers though. So if I did negative 3 times negative 5, that is also positive 15, and negative 4 multiplied by negative 2 is going to be positive 8 still. So same signs as a positive answer, whereas different signs will be a negative answer. So if you had 3 times negative 5, that would get you a negative 15. Or negative 4 times positive 2 would get you a negative 8. So same signs is positive and different signs is negative. We're going to skip this memory trick. Now, do be careful to not mix up the rules for addition and subtraction with multiplication and division. They have two totally different sets of rules. Multiplying and dividing, same signs as positive, different signs as negative. When it comes to adding or subtracting, you just look to see if they have the same signs or different signs. If they have the same signs, you add the two numbers, and if they have different signs, you would subtract them. So do not mix up those rules. So we got this first problem, negative 8 times negative 5. First of all, if we just look at the problem, I can see that they have the same signs. They're both negative numbers. So this would need to be a positive answer. And at that point, you just do the multiplication. So like 8 times 5, ignore the negatives. It's going to be a positive 40. Same thing on the second one. We can look at the signs. I see a negative 6, a positive 4. That is going to net us a negative answer. So I know I need to have a negative sign here for the answer. And then just 6 times 4, that's 24. So it's negative 24. Go ahead and take a second, pause the video, and see if you can figure out both if it's going to be positive or negative and actually doing the division. Alrighty, so hopefully you realize that this one here would be a negative answer, and this next one would be a positive answer. Because this first one, you have a positive 2 and a negative 18. Those are different signs. So I need a negative answer, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. And on this next one, I have a negative 24 and a negative 3. Those have the same signs. So it's going to be a positive answer. And 24 divided by 3 is 8. So that is going to be our rules for today. Now we are going to also work on this page down here, which should be just below your set of notes, multiplying and dividing integer word problems. So the temperature at Summit Middle School dropped 4 degrees each hour for 6 consecutive hours. That's really key here. Dropped 4 degrees each hour for 6 consecutive hours during winter storm. If it started at 71 degrees, what was the final temperature? So that's some key information in there. So this problem is saying dropped 4 degrees. Well, we have a 4. And if it's dropping, I know that needs to be a negative 4. It's going down by 4. And then for 6 hours, we're going to multiply that by 6. Again, this word here, each is a key indicator that it is going to be multiplication. So negative 4 times 6. Well, I see I've got a negative number. Whoops. I've got a positive number and a negative number, which means these have different signs, and it's going to be a negative answer. And 4 times 6 is negative 24. Now, it says the starting temperature was 71 degrees. So we start at 71. And it is dropping 24, so we're going to subtract 24 or plus negative 24. Either way works. It doesn't really matter. And so let's go ahead and stack this up to see where it ends up at. 24 and 71. We're going to take from the 8, make that, take from the 7, make it a 6. We got not a 16, goodness gracious, we'll have 11 here. 11 minus 4 is 7, 6 minus 2 is 4. So this is going to be 47 degrees. 47 degrees, don't forget your label. I'll go ahead and do one more with you, and then I'll have you pause the video and do the next two on your own. A company loses $114 as a result of a shipping delay. The 6 owners of the company must share the loss equally. Write an expression for the earnings per person and evaluate the expression. So first of all, some key information. They are sharing the loss equally. Sharing the loss equally. And we know that they are losing 114 between 6 owners. So by sharing the loss equally, that means we are going to be splitting it between 6 people equally, which is saying division. Splitting it between 6 people is division. So whenever you see you're sharing something or splitting it, you know it's division. And we're dividing 114 by 6. Now it's key to note that they're losing 114, which means we have a negative 114 here because we're going down by 114. And if you go ahead and do this long division, got 114 here and 6. 6 cannot fit into 1, but it does fit into 11 once. So we do 1 times 6, which is 6. Subtract, that's 5. Drop the 4 down. 6 fits into 54 9 times, and 9 times 6 is 54. So we're good. So this is going to be 19 times, which we did have a positive number and a negative number, which means we should have a negative answer. And we're working with money here, so this is negative $19. So go ahead and take a second, pause the video, and try to do these next two. Alrighty, the parachutist is descending 44 feet in 4 seconds. We want to find the feet per 1 second. So if you want to find the amount of 1 of something, we're going to need to do division. So we're going to divide our 44 by 4. But keep in mind, they're descending 44. Descending means to go down, so this should be a negative 44. And 4 can fit into 44 11 times. And we had ourselves a negative and a positive. Those are different signs. So it is a negative 11 feet per second. Negative 11 feet per second. Last one, Felix reported the coldest day on record for his town was 5 times colder than yesterday's temperature of -5. So first of all, 5 times colder is very important. We've got a -4 degrees. What was the temperature of the coldest day recorded in Felix's town? So on this problem, I could see 5 times colder. Well, that makes it pretty simple. 5 times, and then it says -4 here. I'm going to throw that in parentheses. 5 times 4 is 20, and a positive times a negative is a negative, so this is going to be -20 degrees was the coldest temperature. That's going to do it for our notes today. If you have any questions on how to multiply and divide integers, please let me know, but I hope you guys have a great day.